First off, I want to say thank you to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. If it wasn't for him, this would not be possible. Low Nose Boxing, hit the like button, share the video, leave a comment, subscribe. Pardon me for doing this spontaneous video right now. You know, I don't really do live like that. And when I record, I don't edit them Jones. I just go and shoot straight off the hip, you know what I mean? So with that being said, I want to talk about last night, the real main event for me, Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza. Teofimo Lopez is a fighter that's been stigmatized as fighting to the level of his competition. And when the lights are bright, that's when Teo shines the most. And last night, he proved that. Teofimo Lopez put up a scintillating performance. And I listen to people, you know, with their platforms, and they're hating. They're saying things like Teofimo Lopez's performance is mid. I highly disagree with that. Yeah, Teofimo Lopez hasn't had a knockout since Pedro Campa. All his fights, for the most part, at 140 have gone the distance, right? But you have to understand, to be successful in moving up multiple weight classes, you have to show a different wrinkle in your game. You know, if you're a knockout artist that's just bulldozing guys in a certain division, and when you start moving up in weight, if your power isn't as effective, you have to raise your game, your boxing skills, your defense. That's why guys like Roberto Duran, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather Jr., those guys were able to move up multiple weight classes. And Teo is only in the second weight class right now. But we are seeing a different version of Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez's boxing skills are impeccable. Last night, he showed a huge improvement in his game. His jab was working on all cylinders. In the words of Troy King Hamza, shout out to him, he got a great platform. Follow him on Instagram, he does great breakdowns. And on YouTube, Killertainment. In the words of Hamza, Teofimo Lopez was sticking the jab, flicking the jab, faking the jab, hooking off the jab, throwing jabs with his head off the line, throwing power jabs, throwing check hooks all off the jab. When Teofimo Lopez uses his jab on overtime, it makes the fight a lot more easier, because Teofimo Lopez is already God-gifted with natural ability, athleticism, reflexes. His defense was the best that I've ever seen, because Arnold Barboza is an accurate puncher. He got skills. He caught Teo with a couple of good counters in the fight, but it wasn't enough. He only landed 16% of his punches. And mind you, Arnold Barboza, for me, was a top 5 140 pounder. He's a fighter that earned his title fight, his title shot. He beat Jack Catterall. He beat Jose Ramirez. He beat Jose Pedraza. Arnold Barboza is a heck of a fighter, and Teofimo Lopez outclassed him in every way. He even, Teo didn't really hurt him, but Barboza definitely respect Teofimo's power. There were moments in the fight later on where I feel like if Teo would have stepped on the gas, he probably would have gotten a stoppage or a knockdown, especially when he started firing off combinations. Teofimo also showed an ability to overcome adversity. I think it was the 4th round, or maybe the 5th round, he got caught with a good counter right hand by Barboza, which followed into an elbow, which I don't believe it was intentional, but it hurt Teofimo Lopez as far as it cut him under his eye. But he recovered from that. He stepped up his game, and he showed his showmanship. And, you know, the sky's the limit for Teofimo Lopez. What Teo has to do from this point on is consistently perform at this level. No more subpar performances. You know what I mean? As far as who I want to see Teofimo Lopez fight next, I'm going to save that for another video. But I do want to say that Teofimo Lopez had a great performance. He stole the show. He showed that he is a level above Devin Haney and a couple of levels above Ryan Garcia. I'm going to talk about those fights as well in another video. But nevertheless, Teofimo Lopez put up a tremendous performance. And like I said, he boxed brilliantly. His counter-punching skills, he was showing the cross block, which I grew up watching Azuma Nelson do that, and eventually George Foreman, when he came out of retirement, he was catching and shooting off the cross block. And I want to see him do some other things. I want to see Teofimo Lopez learn how to move his head and go low, bend his knees while doing the cross block. One thing I did not like is that he was overcommitting with the right hand at times. and he was kind of like getting out of position, but his reflexes were able to allow him to get back into defense. And there were times where he would throw punches with his hands down, Barboza would try to counter, and Teo would still catch the shot with his guard and shoot right back. Great performance. Teofimo Lopez like this. I don't see anybody beating him at 140 pounds. And yeah, I look forward to seeing who his next fight is going to be. They're talking about Jerron Boots on this. I would like to personally see a Teofimo Lopez revenge tour, which I'm going to talk about on another video. With that being said, hit the like button, share the video, leave a comment, subscribe. Low Nose Boxing, because Low Nose Boxing. I'm out.